Hello there.
How's my audio?
It is good. I am able to pick you up A-okay.
Excellent.
Well, thank you very much once again for just coming.
Absolutely. And I brought it up with some of the other people I used to work with, and I think like 3 more of them would be willing to talk to you as well.
Oh, that would be amazing. Just,
There was a group of us, and oh my gosh, it was a time.
Now, I'm pretty sure. Now, I'm pretty sure I read right. You worked at the actual storefront, correct?
Yes, I started off as. I honestly got put into running the place relatively quickly for Steve because I was a semi-competent person.
Ah.
And oh god, yeah. And so I was in charge of the Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, working the storefront, managing. We tried to do like an anime day on like Sundays and such.
Now, what's Anime Day? What would that be?
It was really me bringing in my own monitor and my Xbox and just playing anime and hoping that someone would want to like show up, sit, watch, and maybe buy something. It was so unstructured; it's not even funny.
Yeah, no, I've heard of like some stores doing that, but they actually provide their own equipment and stuff. So that's weird. That's weird that an employee had to do that.
Yeah, because Steve was trying to drum up more like interest, I guess. But it happened around the same time like the Yu-Gi-Oh boys were doing their stuff, and oh my god.
Oh man, no, that's not.
They were mostly in the back. We had the TV and stuff set up towards like the front counter. I wish I could give you like pictures of the layout of this little nightmare store because it was just. Oh, it was. You literally had to walk 3 steps into the basement.
What?
Oh, have you not seen pictures of what it looks like? Oh my god.
I have not. I've only seen outside pictures.
Oh my god. So you have like the parking lot area, and then above us was a kindergarten.
Oh.
And then you had to take 3 steps into the sketchy anime basement from everyone's nightmares. and it was as grungy as it sounds. I'm not gonna lie. I did my very best to try to keep that place clean, but those cockroaches were very determined.
Oh god, there were cockroach. Oh, well, wait a minute. There were critters in. Wait, so, and this is where items and merchandise was stored.
Yep.
That's not.
When it wasn't being dragged off to convention.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I had no idea that was happening on top of it. Because it's like, yeah, you can be a bad business, person, but, you upkeep your store correctly. But now I'm hearing this. This is ridiculous.
It was hard just because I think Steve had that location for about 10 or 11 years. And so, because I know he just moved the store to Springfield. So he moved the actual location, so it's not where I worked. But it was so hard to keep that place in any semblance of cleanliness. Like, there's no words for we would try. Oh, we would try. But it was kind of, by the end, it was like, oh, not worth it. It's not worth it.
Oh, God. No, the minute I'd see stuff crawling across the floor, I'd say, nope, I'm done.
It was like, we would just look at them and be like, hello, other coworkers. Go away, my friends.
Oh, boy. Well, geez. Okay, well, that's just conditions of the storage room. How was everything organized when it came to, were you guys paid on time? How was it to, work the cash registers and whatnot?
Paperwork-wise, there was a lady that would run a lot of the tax paperwork and all of our, W-2 situations, so Steve wasn't in charge of that. He had a lady that was in charge of that.
Okay, good. So everyone...
Done mostly legal. I, as a storefront person, was paid via, official type check on the regular. That was never a problem. Whenever I heard about payment issues, it was usually the kids he pulled off the street to help with boxes that he paid in cash. or the convention workers that weren't getting paid, or if they were mad about something, if Steve got mad at them and decided not to like pay them, or abandon them in another state.
Yeah, no, that is just yeah.
I'll give that kid some credit. He had a detailed, itemized list of everything that Steve did wrong, and I will give him so much credit for that.
Yes, definitely. He's doing pretty well, right? Like, well, as well as anyone can right now in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
But like, goodness.
That's good. I'm glad. I heard about that, and I was like, oh, because that was the first incidents I heard of, like, Steve actively abandoning someone that badly somewhere. Because, oh my god, I was like, okay, something happened here. Because that was the first I'd heard of something that extreme happening. Because, like, there were always scuffles, people getting mad, or Steve choosing to just go off for no reason. Like, he would set things up sometimes where he could have an excuse to get mad at someone.
Oh my gosh.
Saw that happen more than once.
Oh goodness. Well, another thing I wanted to ask, the job, you got it, like, did you just walk in and were there applications, or, I don't know, how would one...
There was an application, but I honestly don't think it really mattered. I was a competent, able-bodied human being at that time, and it was like, oh, we have a girl who can watch the front of the store. That'll attract customers. I guess that was his going with it, because he's kind of sexist like that.
I've heard of that, and now, like, see, now you bringing it up too, so that's another instance, so, okay.
Oh, yeah. Some of the others that I'll send your way will tell you the same, because, oh my god.
Yeah, and, if any of them...
Stupid. That was always funny.
What'd you say?
He would always act like, he would always, like, make comments about, like, how he was just, like, a dumb girl and things like that, and I would just be like, okay. You're kind of...
Ew, that's disgusting.
He was very verbally abusive.
Oh man, no, that's not cool at all under any circumstances. Like, these are people who are working for you. You show them respect.
No, I very much. One of the other interviewers you did with the other girl, she was very spot on with like how he just treats everyone, like, because a lot of the kids that applied and would work for us were like super excited because it was an anime store and like all this stuff, and he did have really good employee discounts. If he was in a good mood, he was willing to like sell you stuff at a very like market price. It was really, but also he could turn on a dime.
Ooh.
And you would never know what would trigger it.
Yeah,
so
no.
It was very vulnerable.
Yeah, no, it's not healthy working under those like situations. Like, oh, I don't know when to not say anything. Yeah, it can be very mentally taxing.
It was like dancing on eggshells, but that was a dance I was very familiar with, so it was just easy enough to move around for me, at least.
Ugh. And, well, so much eye-opening information. Another thing, how long did you work there?
I worked from...
I mean, yeah, you don't have to give specifics if you're not safe with, like, releasing the dates.
I worked there for about a year and a half to 2 years.
Oh, wow. That's, that's...
One of the tenements of that place, not gonna lie.
If anything, it's good resume fodder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I had a coworker who we would swap the manager title back and forth, so we had someone else we could put on our resume so that they wouldn't talk to Steve. Because, and I will say this, and this was said to our faces, is Steve outright said that if someone puts me down as a reference, I will not say good things about them.
What?
Because, and we were just sitting there like, okay, plotting now how we're going to get around this little capacity that you just revealed to us.
Yeah, no, that should be illegal.
God, you think? He did a lot of real under-the-table stuff that was just sketch at best, possibly illegal at worst.
Oh, good. So, let's see, you did the storefront. I'm also trying to, let's see, get my...
We were also, he would come back for convention stuff, stuff, we would also help load up the vans, which was always an adventure, and that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
so
and
set up, he would bring the vans in, he would park the vans right outside the store, and then depending on the severity of the convention or the amount of conventions he had that weekend, it would be how much is he going to take from the back room or the storefront, or for like when it comes to Katsu, we had like Katsu weekend and 2 other conventions, he just emptied the store.
Oh, like just emptied it?
For the most part, we probably had about like maybe 100 pieces of merchandise left in the store for one weekend. For like when there's 2 big conventions, he'll just strip the store, put everything in the 3 vans, and just they'll hoof it.
I mean, I've never run a store personally that has to deal like that, so I don't know if that's normal, but thank you for just saying.
If I ever have to take another grid wall apart, I will vomit blood.
Oh God, no! I've helped set up for some conventions, and I know exactly how hard it is to set them up and tear them down.
The worst part is we had zip ties, the tears of like orphan children, and the hope that we were doing it the right way. Because if you tried to do it a way that Steve thought was wrong, he would just be in your ear next to you, screaming at how you were doing it wrong, but not really explaining what he wanted done.
And let me guess, he wouldn't actually be doing it himself.
He would be doing something on the computer or around or just yelling. He would occasionally help get stuff into the trucks, but usually that's just because we were doing it wrong and he was trying to show it. He would try to explain like what he wanted done, but it was always so loud and so
belligerent.
Yeah, it was hard to. It's like he would say it, and if we didn't understand it, then we were stupid for not getting his vague, non-detailed instructions.
Ooh. Like, no, people who you hire all of a sudden can't read your mind. That's not how it works, man.
God, I remember we had one kid that worked there for like 3 days. Because when I say the employee overturn is 100%, I am in no way joking.
Whoa.
One kid was so distraught by the end of like day 2.
Oh man.
I was like outside on the curb next to the subway near the store, like trying to comfort this 18-year-old. Like, don't take it personally. He's just like this. We're so sorry.
Yeah, no, and like for an 18-year-old to have that kind of job, it's like everyone who, I'm assuming everyone who works there, you gotta like anime and like video games to some capacity to work there. So.
Yep. There is one person in particular who I considered my little work son, who was probably about 17, 18 at the time, and Steve traumatized him so badly.
Oh my God.
According to him, like, there was an incident where like Steve laid hands on him and like shoved him.
Oh my God. That is horrifying.
This boy so badly, and I'm so angry because I'm just learning some of this, and I want to like go hunt Steve for sport because how dare he, the child.
Yeah, no, you don't, like, not even a child, you don't do that to anyone in general, but it's like, oh, that's basically a baby adult, you don't do that. My God, well, woo! This is just making the darker picture even darker.
It was always frustrating because there's a part of me that was like, because Steve would care sometimes, and he would be like a decent human sometimes, but it was so overshadowed by all the bullshit he would pull constantly, because he would just, like, he could go from like buying everyone in the store dinner to 30 minutes later berating us for existing the wrong way.
Oh my God, is he freaking, he sounds like the R. Kelly of the anime runners.
It was always so, like, unsettling, because he could be, like, in a good, like, chipper, like, okay mood, like, coming in, and then, like, 2 hours later, it's, like, Wrath of Khan, like, insanity.
No, yeah, I've heard of, like, even the people who worked with him at the convention say he does exactly the same behavior, but it seems like it probably might happen more at the conventions because everything is so stressed out or whatever, but still.
Yeah. I actually have a convention story, because one day I was running the store, and they had a convention up in Lancaster. and they needed some more merchandise from the store, like some of the Aniplex DVDs or some of the special limited editions they hadn't brought along. So I left so Steve was like, can you bring them up? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll drive up to Lancaster for funsies. Sounds like a plan. And I left one of the younger employees. I was like, here's what you do, and I went to go drop stuff off at the convention. And I got there, and I ended up, I will preface this with, I am extremely agoraphobic. I don't like big conventions, and I had a harder time processing and functioning at them at that point, and Steve knew this.
Oh, man.
But I still got into helping for like 4 hours at this convention.
Oof. And did you get any type of payment for that?
I think I did. I do not remember because I was legitimately so like shaken by the end of it. Like I was trying to get back to my car with like a box of like excess stuff, and I was just apparently so distraught. Like a group of like young men walked up to me, and I didn't even process that this could be a danger because they were just like, "Are you cool? Can we help you? You look like you're about to pass out." I'm like, "I just need to get to my car and I can't find it, and I'm in Lancaster. I want to go home."
Oh my God.
It was so much.
Jeez. Wow, he didn't even escort you to your car?
Well, no, he was running the booth.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's always sitting there running the booth. He didn't have someone come out with you? Like, Jesus.
No.
Ugh. Well.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, it was always something.
Goodness. You know, it always sounds like it is just something. Okay, well, that is a lot, but also very, good information. But is there anything else that you wanted to add? I mean,
Watch the tip of the iceberg because there's so many things I could pull up or bring up or remember. And I think I actually wrote a list over here.
Yeah, by all means, if you have a list, and then anyone who you said you have some people coming. If anyone took photos of like the store, it'd be nice to see some of that.
On my phone, I'll have to hunt them down, but I'm pretty sure I've got some pictures and such.
Awesome.
But I think one of the most egregious things that Steve ever did when I was working there was he got so worked up about, I don't even remember what it was that day, but he was so worked up that he threw a book at me and almost broke my nose.
What?
Yeah, he threw a manga at me.
What?
And I don't know if he was trying to like aim next to me, but I turned around and I got thwacked in the face real good.
Ooh, you don't, first of all, you don't throw anything, and if you do throw something, don't throw a book, because then it's not aerodynamic. Yeah. So he probably wasn't trying to hit you, but I mean, I'm not trying to defend him, but
he was angry, and that's what would happen. He was very volatile.
Yeah, no, it's like, Jesus, no.
Like understood as trustworthy to him, I suppose. There was like a lot of weird asks, because I remember very distinctly like one day one of his cars was broken and he had to go to the doctor, so he like bullied me into driving him to the doctor on like my day off.
What?
Yeah, and then dropping him back at his house so he could finish like convention stuff with a few of the other guys that worked at the store.
What?
Yeah.
That feels illegal. I'm pretty sure that is.
This ain't kosher. He would do stuff like, as a key holder, one of my friends and I, we were key holders, and we were basically running the store when he wasn't there, but he would always call, and like, I still had to change my ringtone because I literally would freeze up if I heard it, because I'd be like, oh God, it's Steve calling. But he would make such outrageous demands. He wanted us to fight like easy pass violations that he'd done, or like parking tickets that he did. He was like, you need to call the Easy Pass people, and I'm like, what do you mean call the Easy Pass people, Steve? What do you mean by this? And he was just like, but you need to fight the violence. I'm like, were you driving in an Easy Pass lane with an Easy Pass? Yeah, that's Steve. That's a fine. You gotta pay it. Like, but he would not listen. You had to like play along. Like, I tried. I did my best.
Ugh.
It's an Easy Pass violation, Steve.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, that. Oh, you guys have Easy Passes over there? Because, like, we have Easy Passes, like, over here, too. So, yeah, no, that's an automatic fine if you're caught in that lane.
Yeah, there are pictures and photo evidence. You'd be like, well, call the police. I'm like, what are we supposed to do? Say you didn't do it. There's photo evidence of you doing it. You can't fight this. I can't get the charge lessened, sir. I'm not in charge of this. Like, it was absolutely insane.
It sounds like he was trying to. There is a thing that the people who try to get out of tickets do. It's like, I'm obviously a male. If I have a female call and say, hey, this isn't me, then they'll just drop the charge. It doesn't work anymore because they have photos now, but
doesn't show up.
And then it's like, it's still your car, man.
It was constant things like this. Like, and all these young, like, all these, the labor that would come through was always, like, younger, naive, is willing to get paid under the table in tax, and then they never stayed for the 3 days to see what happened out. And they're like, this man's insane, which was, valid.
Oh, man.
I could literally go on there's so much. And if I can get my other friends to talk to you as well, there's so much they'll bring up too.
Yeah, and I honestly wouldn't mind if all of you are like Discord friends too. I wouldn't mind doing a group chat too, if everyone, because a lot of people, they will be like, oh yeah, I remember that, and
I would definitely be happy to like ask them about that. Oh my God, there's so much we could talk about, because a lot of us experienced it all together. Like, we were a traumatized group of buddies.
It's like, well, I mean, the one thing I'm glad about, you didn't have to go through it alone.
Exactly. And honestly, as much as a nightmare as the whole thing was, I did meet, like, one of my best friends through it, and I'm just real happy about that. But, like, we were in the trenches together, that's for sure.
Oh my God, trenches full of Pocky and, oh God.
And all that was expired all of the time.
Oh, really? I bought Pocky from him all the time.
Yeah, it was always expired. It's like, hey, Steve, this stuff's expired. Doesn't matter, no one cares.
Yeah, yes we do.
The funnier instances, because I mentioned the ringtone. So my ringtone for Steve used to be the Imperial March from Star Wars. And it really funny. Thankfully, this was a day when he was in a good mood, because I was in the back, in the storage part that was back of the store, and Steve thought I was outside, so he called me.
Oh no.
And the Imperial March starts to play, and he goes, that's my ringtone? I was like, how do I put it on? Oh, God. Thankfully, he was in a good mood. He thought that was funny, but oh my God, if he hadn't done it, I would have been in so much trouble.
Oh my, I mean, if to be honest, you're supposed to have some type of weird threatening sound for whenever your boss calls. It's like, oh. So I was like, if he honestly got mad about that, I'd be like, wow, dude, petty.
God, it was so funny, because he was just like, what? And I was like, I'm muting my phone as fast as possible.
I would have been like, it's my normal ringtone.
Whoop, the doodle.
Whoops, we're just gonna throw that out the window real quick.
Oh, man. But, like, any song that had its good, its bad, but there was so much crazy.
Crazy?
It was so much crazy.
Now, one thing, describe an quote-unquote average usual day of the store.
Okay, so I would open the store, I believe it was like around 11, and usually I'd be there from 11 to close, at around 8 o'clock, unless it was like Magic Night, in which case I'd probably be there till midnight.
Oh, man.
The Magic guys were cool and fun. It was always fun. They were a fun group of losers. I loved them.
Yeah, no, I've been to a few things. Usually Magic Night is usually the chillest night.
And it was always interesting, because whenever you left Anime Pavilion at midnight, it was always a toss-up as if there was a body outside the store, because one night we left, and there was just some homeless dude unconscious outside the store. We were like, oh, man, now we gotta call the cops. And one of the guys was like, it's your problem now, bye, and he poofs it off. Okay.
God.
Falls Church was a fun place at midnight. Okay. But
Well,
so opening was like 11. I would go unlock the store, get the computer booted up, put the sign, just like sit around and like tidy up to the best of my ability. Handle customers, any calls from Steve. It was relatively low maintenance. If it wasn't like prep for a con, or if it was standard stuff. If Steve wasn't there, it was relatively chill.
oh, neat. Well, that's good to hear. It should be chill working at an anime and hobby store.
I will admit, the only like really awful thing that ever happened, like that didn't include Steve, was we had like a kid walk into the store one time with a gun.
Oh my
And I
god.
just kind of looked at him, and I was so tired that day, and I just looked at this child, and I was like, "You're really gonna go out like this, robbing an anime store?" The kid looks at me, looks around, and just walks out. He really had a panic attack, because he definitely had a 9mm in his hand.
Jesus. I mean,
I was emotionally dead at this point. I was just like, "Oh, you're really gonna go out with the body pillows? I'll fight you for this, sir."
it's like, yeah, you want to be. It's like you're gonna go down like this. Oh,
Like, I was like, there's a Dunkin' Donuts like 50 feet from the store that like there are cops at all of the time. What are you hoping to achieve by this? And I guess I was convincing because he just laughed, and I was like, okay, now I can panic.
Hold on. If you hear some type of weird noise in the background, I think my roommate's doing some drilling.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anywho, but whoa. First of all, armed almost robbery, and did you get what? Of course, someone made a police report, correct?
I don't think we did.
God damn it!
I'm so tired, and also no one would have cared.
It's like,
It was Saul's church.
it's like no one really cared. I get it. I get that.
How it be around there?
God.
And I was like, is it worth telling Steve someone walked into the store with a gun? No, it's not, because he'd get real wiggy about that, I feel. So we just kind of didn't tell anyone.
My. That's well. That's certainly a story. Oh my god.
There's so many more, just like, it was just such a weird place to work. Like, liminal space, but like to the left of terrifying. And some days were so slow. I remember one of my coworkers and I like fell asleep listening to Welcome to Night Vale because there was just no one in the store and we were tired.
Oh wow. I mean, hey, yay for the slow days.
Gotta love it. But yeah, it was always something.
Always something. Well, oh wow, we've already been recording for almost half an hour already. It doesn't feel that long because it's like this is a lot of information.
And the others will give you so much more. There's just so much.
Well, first of all, I'm going to congratulate you for making almost 2 years of that alive.
Yeah.
And another thing, if you want to also be in any future calls with like anyone else, like if I honestly wouldn't mind the whole group thing because then like, oh yeah, this is they were working there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the others and like try to get a group together and we'll make a Discord group, add you into it.
Awesome, oh my gosh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Absolutely, we all have stories. We have our war stories.
Yeah, no, and I am thankful once again for you guys even just coming forward about it because it took that much for my other friend to come out about it because she had been working with them for such a long time and the whole him being left at the convention was just the very last straw and it's like there should have been several straws before that.
Exactly. I was trying to figure out if I could place her from like when I worked there because she was so close to when I think she came after I left, but.
Well, would you like to leave on one final story then?
No, that's a story that's going to take like multiple of us to tell because multiple of us were involved in that nightmare.
All right then, we'll just leave it at that then. But once again, thank you so much, and sorry our schedules kept getting messed up.
No, trust me. If there's someone who's used to schedules getting wonky and weird, it's me.
Well, thank you once again, Salt Pixie, and I will try to just make that as good as I can.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.